So my top 5 moments so far. At number 5, not really a moment per se, just Team Czech Republic. They are the moment. They are the Cinderella, not the Cinderella in the sense of, wow, look at the run they're going on. Mm-hmm. The Cinderella in the sense of all of the hearts that they are winning over along the way. I mean, we hear coming into this tournament that this team somehow qualified. They were a massive underdog against Spain in the qualifiers. They lost 21-7, and then they beat them in the following game to get here. And they're full of teachers and woodworkers and firefighters and sports managers. And then they win their first game. Mm-hmm. And then they looked pretty good against Team Japan. And then they strike out Shohei Ohtani in a game with an electrician. And then they have firefighters doing things. Team Czech Republic, as I mentioned, we need to make a movie about this team. It has been an incredible run. To see the smiles on their faces when they do literally anything in this tournament has been so cool. To see that first game where they were able to win, where they got out to a lead and everybody was like, oh my God, how's this team winning? And then China came back and we were like, okay, that was a good story. And then the 3-run homer in the 9th. The stories keep writing themselves with this team. And I'd be remiss if I didn't kind of create a little loophole and make the entire team one of my top 5 moments of this WBC.
I love it. I'm here for it. Let's move on to number 4. What you got?
At number 4, Chang's grand slam against the Netherlands. And let's play the sound first, and then we'll talk about it.
2-1. A swing and another drive to deep left center field. Chang has done it again.
So special.
Chills.
So cool.
Goosebumps.
This guy, Chang, originally came out and said that he was passing on playing for Chinese Taipei in the World Baseball Classic. And that was met with such backlash on social media that shortly after, he pulled a 180 and said, you know what? I want to play. Mm-hmm. I want to play. And I know he's glad he did.
Oh, yeah.
He's having so much fun. That home run against the Netherlands, a game they were not supposed to win, they have perhaps the rowdiest crowd in this tournament. It's incredible. The cheerleaders on dugouts, it's like a rock show. It's a rock.
They are front row at a rock show, holding on, banging their heads up and down, pumping everybody up.
The fans are all doing
It's
chants.
unmatched. It's unmatched. It is insane. And you can feel it through the TV.
Yes. And that grand slam from Chang, it was fairly early in the game, and it was in a game that they were not supposed to win. That gave them the lead. Obviously a grand slam, 4 runs, and they never looked back, and they were able to win that game. And now they're in position to advance out of the pool. And, well, who knows what's going to happen in Pool A. But that moment for me, Chang's grand slam with the crowd and the situation.
Magical. Chef's kiss magical.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to number 3.
Number 3 for me is Roki Sasaki taking the mound on the anniversary of his father and grandparents' death due to the tsunami. It was a special, very, very powerful moment. 12 years to the day, 3/11/11. Roki Sasaki was 9 years old when he lost his father and his grandparents. And 12 years later, he was able to take the mound for Team Japan in front of his entire country, the entire nation, the emotions involved. How cool of a moment is that? I don't know if cool is the word, but how powerful of a moment is that for Roki Sasaki, for the people of Japan watching, for me on my couch in tears watching in Los Angeles, California. So special. What a moment. And it was really cool to see him go out there and do what he did and show the world just how good he is throwing 102 miles an hour.
Especially when you put into perspective the Japanese culture and the respect that you have for your family. To honor your family in that way, I don't think there's a bigger moment for him to have been able to do that.
Yep, I agree.
All right, moving on to number 2.
Number 2 is the World Baseball Classic crowds. All of them. Every single occasion, every single pool, every single location has been beautiful.
There you go. Here we go. We just got the cheerleaders
Magical.
rocking out on stage.
I mean, I have watched WBCs in the past, and it does not hold a candle to what, that's a saying, right? Doesn't hold a candle.
I don't know.
Okay, either way.
All right.
It doesn't compare.
There you go.
To
I was like,
this,
change it
to
up,
this
change it up.
WBC. It has been the difference in the crowds from past WBCs to now, and the growth of baseball as a result is special. And the crowds have been, I mentioned, I don't do coffee, I don't do caffeine. How am I running on 7 hours of sleep 4 or 5 days in the WBC? These crowds are making it easy.
Yeah.
Very easy. It is so much fun watching these games. And if you're not waking up in the middle of the night, there's not a ton more opportunities left to do it over in those pools. I would do it. I really would. At least once. You got to experience it.
Or you're just doing it for them. That's what you're here for. You're here for the people. You're here for the World Baseball Classic, the Flippin Bats Now crowd, the fans.
I'm doing it.
Ben's taking one for the team.
I'm doing it.
For everybody. Okay, what was your top moment so far in the WBC?
My top moment so far is Shohei Ohtani taking the mound for
Yeah.
Team Japan in the Tokyo Dome almost 7 years after the last time he's done it. And now he's a global sensation and an icon. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a fan of Shohei or because he did well. I'm saying it because of what it meant for the game of baseball and what it meant for him and what it meant for all the people of Japan. 46% of households in Japan were watching that game.
It's almost half
Almost
the nation.
half of the entire nation
Yeah, that's incredible.
is watching that game. And it's because of what Shohei means to all of Japan and what he means to the game of baseball. Because I promise you, there were a lot of people watching here in the United States in the middle of the night as well. That's what he means. He means so much to the people in Japan, and we knew that. This was what was cool for me to see. Shohei Ohtani has been in the United States for a few years now, quite a few years. We've gotten to see the impact that he's had on people in Japan by how much attention they are paying to everything and the following of him and everybody involved in Major League Baseball. But to see when Shohei took the mound, the impact he's had on people here in the United States and the amount of people that woke up. Look, sleep's important. People like their sleep. The amount of people that woke up to watch Shohei Ohtani take the mound for Team Japan in the Tokyo Dome for the first time in almost 7 years, that was a moment. That was my favorite moment so far.
That's a good one. He's a rock star.